In this age, when many Christians started feeling comfortable in virtual church services, even after the lockdown, a great void in the spiritual life of the church and its people has been developed. Online or virtual church services has become a reason for not going and attending the church. It is important to know why the church structure itself plays an integral role in the Orthodox worship space. The church in Eastern tradition, particularly in Syrian tradition, is an icon and image of paradise or the mountain of paradise, where the Holy of Holies, Matbaha, the altar, is the summit of this mountain. One may ask, which paradise? It is the same paradise, the same Garden of Eden that God created and where God visited Adam and Eve. Early fathers of the church talked about it. One of the prime examples is the Hymns on Paradise written by Saint Ephraim the Syrian, where Ephraim beautifully compares the church and the temple of Jerusalem as mountain of paradise, with the tree of life and the altar at the summit. Biblically, this observation is based on the book of Genesis and the book of Revelation. In the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 9, we see the tree of life in the midst of Garden of Eden, the paradise. And in the book of Revelation, chapter 22, verse 2, we see through the middle of the street of the city, on either side of the river, is the tree of life. It is not a mere coincidence that the first book and the last book of the Holy Bible talks about this paradise. In the book of Genesis, we see the creation of paradise and how humans lost it, whereas in the book of Revelation, we see paradise regained through Christ. In this way, fathers like Saint Ephraim picturize the Old Testament temple and the church here on earth as a reflection of paradise. And through this comparison, they exemplify the importance of Holy of Holies, the altar, the cross, with the tree of life in the paradise. Paradise as a mountain is a significant theme in the Bible. We can relate it with number of events, like the Mount Sinai event, or the heavenly worship mentioned in the book of Isaiah, the book of Psalms, or in the book of Ezekiel. Another important aspect that we must try to live is the understanding of time and space in this paradise, the church. There are two times, as Saint Ephraim calls it, a sacred time and a historical linear time. Since life in paradise with God is a sacred time, an individual can experience it in a historical time through the holy sacraments, through the holy liturgy. So Holy Eucharist or Holy Baptism or any other liturgical event becomes a paradisical reality, with not just living but also departed heavenly beings all coming together for worship, transcending the terrestrial time and space. This understanding can also be seen in the liturgical text of the Church. For example, after the liturgy of Holy Baptism, when holy body and blood is given to the child or the one who is being baptized, the Church sings, Parudi Sailadam Rujino Katabhalam Samo Dambekyunni Nal Ninvail, meaning the fruit from the tree of life which Adam couldn't taste in the paradise is now being given to this child. That fruit is Holy Kurbana, and the tree of life is Christ Himself, the cross with altar. Likewise, an individual can experience paradise and the presence of tree of life by living a sacramental life within the church. We hope that this video helped you to understand briefly the importance of church as paradise in the Orthodox worship space. Share this video and support the initiative of Graphe.